For over 10 years, pardon me, I got a toothbrush in my mouth, or I did. For over 10 years, I've tried to bring multiple people in on what I've been up to. Some of you, I know some of you do. Some of you get it, that I'm sitting on answers. As always, I had this pretty well formulated in my mind, and then I click record. I'm going to bed. For over a decade, I've tried to help people, and I've tried to bring somebody in and show them some of the finer details. But I keep telling myself I probably should think of this as, in terms of human nature, in terms of a bank robbery or something along those lines, just to put it in perspective, because the moment somebody gets the opportunity, most people would burn me. And that is to the limiting degrees based on the fact that I've filtered so many goddamn things out. Some of the really cool shit and how some of it connects, I've purposely not left on the internet. And people haven't kept up for the most part, so I'm glad I did not leave that on the fucking internet. Because one too many, fair weather, cherry picking fucking voyeurs popped in. Took me for a ride, didn't do the right thing. They weren't willing to think for themselves. They weren't willing to do any of it. They showed up, for entertainment, and that's not what I'm shopping around, even though it may be entertaining to some of you guys. I can't choose how you process it. Yeah. I've mentioned before, what I've rediscovered is worth more than money, even though it's because I mentioned a bank robbery, I'm thinking of it that way. It's a shame that's what most people, would consider, valuable. I mean, we all need it based on bullshit society, but it's a shame we think within those parameters. Either way, you guys probably get the point. He goes back to that adage about what do you do when no one's around? How do you conduct yourself? I mean, we all falter to limiting degrees based on, desire or temptation. But few rise to the occasion. And if you consider the things I've been complaining about in terms of social engineering agendas, how we've been dumbed down, what people are buying into and repeating, a lot of people are watching. And people are still acting like a bunch of fucking retards. Not doing the right thing. Quite literally not thinking for themselves. They're not challenging themselves, and they're sure shit not challenging others. Which means they don't have a clue what's going on, because they've never considered, what that might mean. Which means they've never considered what it means to think for themselves. To truly challenge what they've been spoon-fed. If you've never reasoned anything out, and I'm talking about every single fucking subject under the sun, if you've never taken it and tried to consider why is it designed that way? Why is that what I was spoon-fed? That was part of school or what people just happened to echo when you were growing up. If you've never taken any of that and challenged it, pulled it apart or torn it down and tried to build it up and see if it stands on its own two legs, you don't understand it. Which means you're just going along with the flow. Which means you're going to be that much more susceptible to repeating propaganda. And these days, damn near everything you're going to bump into, in real life and on the internet, is propaganda. It's mostly lies. It's mostly just packs of fucking lies. Worthless shit. And most people don't see it for what it is. They probably never will. And that means that we are nowhere close to turning any of this around, assuming we could. Things are so fucking far gone. And most people don't realize that, or how they're contributing to it. And these are things you've probably heard me say before, so on that note, I'll digress. What the fuck do I know? And why the fuck am I still trying? Trying to help you guys. It's insane. It is insane.